What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMax45. Today we're coming at you with another video. We have a deck profile for the 2.5 format. Our first deck profile for the 2.5 format. Sorry, this is coming out a little bit late in the day. We're trying to get it up sooner, but we will have more deck profiles coming up soon. And we got a holdover from EX8. This is purple red Gallantmon. This is the new updated deck with the BT19 cards we've been waiting for so long, and we're just excited to go through this and show you what's new for the deck, as well as we'll be excited to show you some of those new BT20 decks. We do have another holdover after this for deck profiles, but we're going to be looking into it, and we might be playing this deck into BT21. Because there's tons of cool new Gallantmon, Growlmon cards coming out in red, purple. We're getting a new Digimon, and we might even see a new Chaos Gallantmon, which would be really cool because that's the first Gallantmon deck I played back in BT5. So I'm excited for that. And well, let's get into it and let's talk about this deck, what changes we've made, how we're liking it, and just how it's still a really great deck for the format. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, without further ado, we'll get into it. We have our eggs. We're playing 3 of the Digimon from EX2, which is the when attacking, draw 1 if you have a Guillemon, Growlmon, or Gallantmon in its name. And then we play 2 of the Digimon from BT12, which is the plus 1000 to your DP deletion effects on your turn. I was playing 3 of this. I changed it around because I like the draw power better. I never felt like 1000 really did anything. Like it never came up that I needed one. Usually if it came up, I needed 2000, which means I needed one of the other inheritables. So I feel like it's a good card. It's nice to having that extra 1000 sometimes, but it never really came up that much. And so I feel like the draw engine is better. I know a lot of people go back and forth. People play 4 of one, 4 of another, 2 and 3 of either. This I'm liking it right now, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to change. Getting into the Digimon, we are playing 4 copies of the Searcher, Guillemon from EX2, reveal top 4, add a Gallantmon piece, basically any piece from your line, as well as a Tocado to hand, so it's really good. It searches out a lot of the deck, and then when attacking inheritable to pop 3000 or less is really good because it clears floodgates. We're also playing 4 of the Digimon X-Antibody, which again searches one of your line pieces, as well as gets you an X-Antibody if you reveal it. Digivolves for free on a Guillemon or Digimon, and then the inheritable to gain a memory when your opponent's Digimon's deleted. So that's really, really good. So you got to play 4 of that. Playing 2 of the new Guillemon from BT19. This is better than the BT17 one. Start your turn if you have a Tocado. Gain a memory, so this is really good, especially with the Warp Tocado, because he gains you a memory at the start of turn. If you have a memory tamer on turn, you can start your turn with 5 memory with this guy on the board and the Warp Tocado. And then it has the all turns inheritable. If you have 0 or less memory, add 2000 to this Digimon's DP deletion maximums. So it's good for that DP deletion maximums. And then lastly, 1 Rush Guillemon. We were playing 2, but deck space is super tight right now with all the new cards. And I feel like you only need 1. You can float it off of the X-Antibody Growlmon, and there's other ways to get it back too. So I feel like 1's good. That's 11 rookies, a little bit lighter than we usually like. But like I said, deck space is tight, and I feel like 11's a decent number. Growlmon from the starter deck. Doesn't have an effect, but he has the inheritable when opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain a memory, which is really good. And it's nice to have something to put in the back and not have to worry about you're not getting his ability off of. And this is a pretty good one for that. Also playing 3 of the new Growlmon from BT19, which has the same all turns inheritable as the Guillemon from BT19, giving you that plus 2000 when you have 0 to your DP deletion effects while you have 0 less memory. But he also has the when digivolving. If you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 Tocado from your hand without paying the cost. This lets you play up to 2 Tocados for free, which is really good. You want to see it at the start of the game, but later game it's not as good, so that's why we only run 3. Also running 3 X-Antibody, the one that you can Digivolve on Growlmon for free or onto a level 3 for 3. He's got the when Digivolving, draw 1 trash 1 card in your hand, and then if Growlmon or X-Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards until the end of your opponent's turn, you may play or you get the on deletion of, you may play 1 Guillemon in its name from your trash without, so 1 card with Guillemon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. This is cool because that actually can play X-Antibody because it just has to have Guillamon in its name. And then it has the same inheritable to give you a memory when opponent's Digimon is deleted on your turn. So this is really good. And if you have Protoform, it's good because you can go into it for 2 and get his ability. So you don't always need to have the Groundmon. So that's why we play 3 of that because we're playing more Protoforms now. And it's a small champion lineup. It's just 8, but it works out pretty good. For Megas, we're playing 1 War Growl Ace. This is the new one. It's nice to have an Ace option. And honestly, I'm not really feeling the EX3 War Growl anymore, especially with the new Growlmon that lets you play up to 2 Tamers. Plus, you get the on-play when Digivolving, delete up to 3,000 total worth of your opponent's Digimon. For each of your opponent's Digimon, add 2,000 to this DP deletion effect maximum. Then for each Digimon this effect deleted, gain 1 memory. So you got the gain 1 memory. So that's really good because it prematurely ends your opponent's turn. It has an inheritable 2. All turns add 3,000 to this Digimon's DP effect maximums. And there's some cool combos you can do with Gallantmon. If you're Gallant X, if your opponent tries to kill it by passing over the memory gauge and using an effect, you can potentially, this card with Protoform, add it back to your hand. The memory overflow would go, and then the Gallantmon's protected. It's kind of a weird ruling. I read it up on it, but they haven't really ruled on it yet. So it is definitely kind of interesting how that works. And then we play 3 of the War Growl from BT12, which is when Digivolving, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 DP or less. And then if no Digimon is deleted, you can Digivolve into a Gallantmon, a level 6 Gallantmon with Digivolution cost reduced by 1. And then end of attack inheritable plot as well. If your opponent has no Digimon in play and this Digimon has Growlmon or Gallantmon in its name, gain 2 memory. So that's really good. It brings you back to turn so that you can do multiple checks with the X-Antibody. So it's really good. So I like that. It's still, I was playing it 3 last format, and I wouldn't change it. It's a really good card. I'm also playing 3 of the X-Antibody. It gives you that awesome security +1 inheritable. Again, a Protoform, you can Digivolve for free, or if not, you can Digivolve for 3, which is the normal cost of a War Growlmon. And then it has, until your end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon can't be returned to the hand or deck, and gets plus 3,000. And then if War Growlmon or X-Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. So it's good. And we only play 7 level 5s, but that's always kind of been staple-ish. It's been really good at that number. 4 level 6s, we're now playing 3 of this Gallantmon. We're playing 2 before, but you really need him. He's the best Gallantmon to go for your X-Antibody play. He's got the when Digivolving, when attacking, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 or less. And if it didn't delete, this Digimon gets plus 3,000 DP and gains blocker until the end of your turn. Also has the your turn while you have 0 or less memory. This Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects, which is always good. And then we play 1 of the Rush Gallantmon. His deletion effect, his on play when Digivolving, when attacking deletion effect is a little bit more problematic, just because you got the 6,000 and the 13,000 DP range, and that's where like DP increases don't always help you. But the Rush is always really good. He's good to close out games, and he's good for the Warp Tocado, so that's why we play 1 of them. We play 3 of the Gallantmon X-Antibody. Really, really good card. Digivolves for 1 on Gallantmon. When Digivolving, when attacking, if Gallantmon or X-Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards until the end of your opponent's turn, this Digimon gets plus 4,000, and one of their Digimon gains minus 4,000. The cool thing about this is I always forget that it's when Digivolving and when attacking, and it's not once per turn, so you can use that twice in a turn. And then the when Digivolving end of attack once per turn is delete 1 of your opponent's 10,000 or lower Digimon, and if this effect didn't delete, trash their top security card, and this Digimon unsuspends. So yeah, it's good. And then all turns while you have 0 or less memory, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's Digimon effects, so that's always good as well. play one medieval Gallantmon. It's good against the mirror match, and really good popping those Guillemon floats. You can Digivolve into it, and it's just such a great card in the game right now. Just stops a lot of things, so it's nice having one of those. You got Alliance and Vortex as well, so it's all good. And then we play one Gallamon Crimson mode, being able to pop 15,000 total worth of Digimon on your opponent's board, and then being able to attack and then trash cards is always really good. I feel like you only need one of it, though. We're not milling, so it's not as good in this version of the deck, but it is a really great card when your opponent is confident, goes to attack, and then you blast ace them with this. So that is really good, especially with the DP maximum things all turns. His thing can go up to like 17 or 19 depending on your stack. So I like one of that, and even if I wasn't playing the medieval, I probably would play something else like maybe the new GX Ace instead of playing a second copy of that. So that's it for our Digimon. On to our Tamers. We got two of the new Raid Tocado. This is a memory tamer from BT19. And when any of your Digimon Digivolve into Growlmon or Gallantmon, you can suspend this tamer. That Digimon gains Raid, and then for the turn, that Digimon may attack a player. Which is basically, he's just as good, if not better, than the Tocado, the Blitz Tocado, because it lets it attack regardless if it's your turn or not. If you pass memory, whereas the Blitz Tocado, you have to pass memory to activate his ability. But I like him at 2 as well, just because he gets you that extra memory from popping your opponent's stuff. So I do like that. I've seen some people playing 1, but I think 2 and 2 is really good. And then playing 1 Tocado, Warp Tocado, because it can help you close out games, can help you come back. You get a memory at the start of your turn if you have a Guillemon or Gallantmon, and then end of your turn, you can place this Tamer, a Growlmon, and a War Growl from your trash as one of your Guillemon's bomb Digivolution card, and that Digimon may Digivolve to Gallantmon. And without paying the cost too, which is even better. All right, and then lastly we play 2 Cool Boys. Because we're playing a lot of X-Antibody cards, I like the Cool Boys. It's a really good way to open the game too, if you play like a Guillemon in the back and then proc this, especially because it gets you a line piece, and it gets you every other turn. It's going to get you like a memory and a draw, which is really good. So I do like 2 of that. I don't think you need more than that. You could cut this for other stuff, but I'm really enjoying the Cool Boys. So that's it for our Tamers. Then we have our options. We just have a few options. Red Memory Boost. I was playing 2, but I'm only playing 1 now. I don't like to put my Tamers on the bottom of the deck, and like I said, deck space is tight, but it's nice having one of these. Same with 1 Red Scramble, because it lets you Digivolve your higher-ups for less, as well as setting up a potential play on with playing a Guillemon, adding stuff back to your hand, which is really good. And then this can play the Rush Guillemon too, so it'll help you go for game. And then we also play 3 Offense Training. Offense Training is the better one in this deck, just because it gets you those Tamers to hand, and it's a nice to open. I would play 4 of it, but I just don't have the room, and I do like the 1 Memory Boost. And then lastly, we have 2 copies of Protoform, 1 copy of X-Antibody. This was the other way around. I was playing more of the X-Antibody, but Protoform is so good, adding pieces back to your hand, putting itself on the top of the security so you can reoccur it again and again, and reducing that Digivolution cost on things like Growlmon X-Antibody if you don't have the Growlmon, or on your War Growl X is super good to help you maintain turn. So I definitely think 2 Protoform is actually better. X-Antibody is nice, but the when attacking is only really good if you have all your pieces, and sometimes that's not the case. So yeah. Especially now with the Raid Tocado, you got options and stuff like that. So I do like the Protoform a little bit better. So that is it for the deck. Tell me what you guys think. Are you excited to play this deck in this format? Are you excited that we finally got all our support? Of course, more support's on the way. It seems like Gallantmon's always getting support. But that is the deck profile. Let me know if you think I can make any changes, if I made any mistakes. What do you think about the Cool Boys? And we'll continue bringing you these 2.5 deck profiles. We got a lot coming, and we hope you guys enjoy. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.